We're going to talk quarterbacks today. First quarterback I want to talk about is possible. We might be looking at the future Super Bowl MVP. That's Patrick Mahomes. As we all know, Patrick Mahomes is still on his rookie contract. He's finished up his third year, going to his fourth next year. And the Chiefs do have that fifth year team option in 2021. But the way Patrick Mahomes is playing right now, he's going to be demanding a lot of money. He might be making the $200 million contract, might be making the $40 million a year. He's going to have a pretty damn good amount guaranteed. But is there a likelihood that Patrick Mahomes gives the Chiefs a home team discount on his next contract, or is he going to demand all the money that he absolutely deserves?
I think it's very unlikely they let him go. So I think it's not really going to be much of a demand
Oh,
from his
no, we
side. I
all know
think,
they're not going to let him go. Of course,
yeah, I
it's
don't think
not
it's
even a
going to be much of
question.
a demand per se, but I think he's going to get it. I don't think he's going to have to even have that discussion of it's going to be like a hometown discount or anything. I think he's a man you have to pay because honestly, if you look at it, if they don't have him, they're not where they're at right now.
No, I mean
That
Matt
just in
Castle
my
wasn't
opinion.
too bad in the four games he played, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not going to call Matt Castle Patrick Mahomes anytime soon.
Nowhere near. Not even close. The way you have to look at it is they have big free agency this year, which could affect it his how it goes and when it comes to his free agency contract. They have a lot of people they have to think about resigning to long term deals. Uh well and also a free agency of trying to upgrade. Even though the Chiefs did really good this season and there's a chance they won the Super Bowl,
That
I think there's
defense
still a
needs
lot
more
of
help
spots they
still.
need. That defense needs a lot of help. They're gonna have to re-sign Tyrann Matthews. That's coming up. Uh, they're probably gonna have to pay him. He did amazing
D4 is
this
going to
season.
need to get paid as well.
D4 is gonna get paid. I don't remember. Did he get a contract after the trade from Seattle? I
Shit, too
can't
long
remember if he
ago.
did or not.
But that
Yeah,
guy's going to
yeah,
get
I
paid
can't
no
remember.
matter what.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna get paid if he hasn't already. There's a couple of pieces. The D line needs to get fixed. Corners
They could
need to
work
get
on their
fixed.
linebacking core.
Linebacking core definitely needs some work too. There's just a lot of money that needs to go different places.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it all is going to depend on this free agency and what they can do, what they do in the draft,
I,
especially now that they're only going to have the 31st or 32nd pick.
I think there's a couple ways this can go. Patrick Mahomes could either be like a Russell Wilson and get that money, get that contract that he deserves for being the MVP. We might be looking at the Super Bowl MVP. I think he is if the Chiefs win this one.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing, you gotta look at another quarterback that's done it a totally different way. That's Tom Brady. Tom Brady has
Mm-hmm.
never gone. He's gone good sized contracts, but he's never gone the really big record breaking contracts that a lot of people think he deserves. I think he kind of deserves that, but that's a whole different topic. But the way Tom Brady's gone is that instead of getting the big money, he's taken a medium sized contract so the team could spend money elsewhere and build up around him and build to put more
Mm-hmm.
to a team. He's more worried about the team than he is his own bank account. And
Yeah.
there's a couple ways Patrick Mahomes can handle this one. I think he leans more towards he's probably going to get 35 to 40 million a year. But the way it goes, he might take 30 a year, but have way more money guaranteed with a smaller price tag. So there's a couple ways this can go. I think Patrick Mahomes isn't going to really give a discount to the Chiefs, but I think he might go a little less in market than he would demand on the free agent market, just so they could continue to build up around them and have that Super Bowl team every single year.
Yeah, I think I do like the comparison you made with the Tom Brady contracts. I think they'll probably go in that direction more with Tom Brady's contract is more his base salary is around like 14 million, I believe,
Mm-hmm. A lot of
and
incentives, a lot of bonuses.
his incentives are almost around like 20 million. So that kind of where the contract comes into play. Is if he
Exactly.
doesn't meet his play, he doesn't get paid, so he has to play good. Which I think is a contract they would be looking for Patrick Mahomes, especially with his kind of arm gunslinger
I
mentality. I think that'd be a good contract for him with incentives.
Especially with the way it's going, guaranteed money is going up and up, especially ever since that Kirk Cousins signing for the Minnesota Vikings. I think that this contract is going to be one of the most. It's going to have more guaranteed money than the Kirk Cousins contract. I'm willing to bet, but we will
Yeah,
see in a year
most
or
likely,
two. I guess. Moving on
definitely.
to a second quarterback situation. He's not under contract anymore. He is a free agent, and that is at least last season's Cowboys quarterback, Dak Prescott. Well, we got to talk about this because he's a free agent going to the next season. Of course, the Cowboys are looking to resign. Jerry Jones has come out and said that that is their top priority for this offseason. But we got to remember that since the beginning of the season, there has been an offer on the table. I think the Cowboys offered around the $30 million a year price tag,
35 million.
35. But Dak was looking for that $40 million a year, which I say he didn't deserve. I still think he doesn't deserve $40 million a year. I think
Same.
30 is reasonable. He necessarily doesn't play like a $30 million quarterback, but for what he means to the team, to the Cowboys, I think he
Hmm.
could demand that $30 million a year from them. I don't think he deserves that 40. I think 35 at most. That could be.
I think 35 was a great deal that he should have accepted a
I
long
think
time
that
ago.
Cowboys contract was fair, but we gotta
It
look at
was
this.
definitely fair.
I think no matter what, he's still Dak Prescott's going to be on the team if they sign him long term or not, because they still have the ability to franchise tag him. That franchise tag is worth around 27.5 million, so he's still going to be making way, 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 way more than the rookie contract he's on right now. But
Hmm.
one problem with using that franchise tag is Amari Cooper, another very key asset to that Cowboys offense, is going to be a free agent next year. And you got to decide if you want to sign Dak to the long term and cave into his demands and then tag Cooper, or if you want to try to work out something with Cooper and then tag Dak. That is going to be a toss up situation that they might have some trouble with. They already re-signed Ezekiel Elliott. Remember that holdout when he was over there in Mexico doing his little
Was
beach
it
training and all
Mexico?
that. It was in Mexico. It was in Mexico.
Oh, yeah, he was in Cancun, wasn't he?
No, it's something like that. Having his little vacation during the off season, but they paid Zeke, and I think the Cowboys need to pay Dak. Dak doesn't deserve 40 million. He's not. I still think he's easily a top 10 quarterback in the league. I don't think he's quite top five, but the impact that he has on the Cowboys don't function without him, just like they don't function without Zeke. And I think both of them are equally important, and the Cowboys really need to sign Dak. They need to come to agreement on them. I think it'd be the best situation in Dallas if they could reach a long term agreement with Dak and tag Cooper. I think that'd be the best result for them.
Yeah, it's definitely the best result for them would be to tag Cooper and sign Dak long term. Just because if you don't have a quarterback to throw to Cooper, there's no reason to have Cooper. Pretty much, in my opinion, not exactly, but you get what I mean
It's
about
also
that.
easier to sign receivers and skill positions to shorter contracts and have the 5 year, 6 year contracts for the quarterback position.
And also, there's the draft coming up, which is a pretty good receiving
Mm-hmm.
class. So, just saying about that, if they do end up having to let him go or trade him, they pretty much damn well could get a good receiver. I wouldn't say probably an equal receiver yet, but they could probably get a couple of
They
pretty
could
good
get good
receivers in
talent
this
in the
draft.
draft.
Yeah, they can definitely get some good talent in the draft. I think the new coach, Mike McCarthy, might have an impact on how this goes. It could all in well turn this into a surprise and they don't resign Dak and they go after somebody else to try to fit how he wants to play. I would say they shouldn't do that, but if they do, I wouldn't be 100% surprised if they
Mm-hmm.
do end up going in the direction of we could find somebody else to pay that much money.
Mm-hmm.
As in, we were talking about Teddy Bridgewater is a
Mm-hmm.
free agent coming up. He'd be a good fit there.
Hey, can I throw
A
a name
couple
into the
of
pot that I feel like not as many people are talking about him as there should be? That's Alex Smith. Alex Smith will be healthy for the 2020 season. The Redskins
mhm.
aren't going to keep him on roster. They're going to move on from him. They're going to move on to Haskins, and they're going to have to make him their franchise quarterback. And Alex Smith is making 21 million this year. You can't have him. You can't pay backup a $21 million contract. So they're going to either have to
Definitely
cut him
not.
or trade him. And if Alex Smith could be a great fit in a lot of different organizations, and he could, if the Cowboys for whatever reason decide not to pay Dak, they might be able to plug in Alex Smith at a reasonable price and have them be their next starting quarterback, which shouldn't happen, but who knows? Jerry Jones is a crazy motherfucker.
He is definitely crazy. But also, you have to look at it as there's a lot of free agent quarterbacks coming up. Tom Brady's going to be a free agent right now. We don't know if he's going to be resigned. He can go to the Cowboys. Teddy Bridgewater, as I mentioned before, he's going to be a free agent. Cam Newton's going to be traded most likely before March. is the last thing I heard about it. He can be traded out. Marcus Mariota is going to be a free agent. Ryan Tannehill hasn't re-signed with the Titans, but can. But he's going to be a free agent if he does not sign. Drew Brees is technically a free agent right now. He can be re-signed, or he can go to another team.
No, he's not going to
There,
another team. It's either Drew Brees retires or he plays another season with the Saints.
yeah, I agree.
He
Definitely
already came out
agree.
and said that anyway. It's Saints
Yeah,
or no one, which
yeah,
is how it
Saints are
should
no
be.
one, which is exactly what I loved about Eli, which we will get to later. Jameis, I'm pretty sure he signed something with the Buccaneers already,
No,
so
not
he's
yet.
not going to be available. He hasn't. I thought
Nope,
he has signed something.
nothing's been done
Uh,
with the Bucks.
Jameis can definitely go somewhere else. Philip Rivers is a free agent. He's most likely going to retire before going to another team.
Jameis definitely can
Also,
go somewhere else. That's what former
Bruce Arians
Cardinals
said,
coach Bruce Arians said. He said if
yeah,
he could win with Jameis, he can win with a lot of other quarterbacks.
which
Maybe
was
Alex Smith,
freaking hilarious.
maybe not Alex Smith, but maybe the guy that's moving to Florida and is also a free agent, Philip Rivers, next starting
Or Cam
quarterback for the
Newton.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Cam Newton. He's kind of that strong arm quarterback again, a little bit more mobile than Jameis. I think that could also work. Look, Case Keenum, he's a free agent.
Case Keenum should
Didn't
just stay as a backup for the Redskins behind
he
Haskins.
should, but to be honest, he's still available just in case.
No,
Drew Brees, as we talked about, most likely not going
no.
anywhere.
But
Tom Brady,
before we get too off, out into the blue about this, Dak
yeah,
Prescott should be re-signed by the Dallas Cowboys. They should get it
yes,
done sooner rather than later, and they should be able to agree on a $35 million contract.
definitely.
That's my take on that one.
Definitely. I think they should get it done really soon
Mm-hmm.
because the last thing you want is to be bargaining a really big contract with your quarterback while also trying to go after other free agents who are
That's not
unsure
good. You
of what your
need to
team's going
get
to
your
look like.
plans done now. Same thing like with the Patriots. They need to get their plans done now so they could build around them if necessary or fill the void if necessary.
Yeah. It's kind of at the point to where yeah, the quarterback is really important for the team, as in like playing wise. But you also have to look at it as the non-playing wise. Is when you go into free agency, if you do not have your starting quarterback locked down, it's gonna be really hard to sign free agent receivers who don't know who their quarterback's going to be. It's going to be really hard to sign people and tell them that you're going to be a Super Bowl or playoff caliber team when you don't have your quarterback in place.
You
And
need
it's just going to be really,
stability when you're entering
yeah.
free agency. Simple as that. That's
You
bottom
need
line.
a pitch.
You
You
need
need
to know
even
what you're selling and what you're signing
yeah,
to when you're a free agent and when you're trying to
like
sign a free agent.
yeah, like even like lower level teams like the higher draft picks, like just for opinion, because I'm a Cardinals fan. The Cardinals did not have a great season, but if you look at it,
To say the
their
least.
pitch to other team is okay. Let's, their pitch to other teams is look at their youth and their quarterback and the potential they have. That's their pitch to free agents of
And they
why
still
they
got
should come
Larry,
there.
who's going to play
Yeah,
for
and it's
another 20
Larry.
years.
And yeah, exactly. He's going to be on 1 year contracts for the next 20 years of his career. But it comes down to that is if you do not have your pitch, like yeah, you say, oh, we're the Cowboys, you know what I'm saying? We have potential. Look, we had a bad season last year, but we have potential. We can win the NFC East. And then you're like, yeah, but who's your quarterback?